also. So how a function will be written and then will be used. So first I'll create one package. So learning Java basics is there. So here right click, new class. I'll just give it as understanding functions. So yesterday we have seen that one, and in that continuation is what we are going to see about the functions for today. Let's click on finish. So always we should have a main function for us to execute over here. SYSO system.println hello world. When I give, that will be executed for us. When I right click, run as Java application, that time for me what will happen? That hello world will be printed. Any information that is there inside the main function, that will be printed for me always. So we'll execute it. So prints me hello world. So now we know how to declare a variable. Okay, there are two types of variable I told you. One is a global, another one is a local variable. So now how I can write a function. So how to write a function means void, then my function name. So my function name, I'll just give it as method 1. This is how we write the function over here. So functions are okay, as like variable functions also as two types of functions. One is a static, another one is a non-static. So if I want to call the static, I can refer with the help of a class name. So for example, I'm going to print here so method 1. This is what I have. So if I want to call this function, I can just refer with the help of a class name. So understanding functions dot. My class name is understanding functions dot. When I give, I can see, I can access the method 1 here. That's the thing. Same. I want to write another method. So void method 2. Same, this also, if I want to make it as a static, I can make it static. Otherwise, if it's a non-static, what I need to do, I need to create an object for that. So this one I'll make it as method to print. So if I want to access this non-static method, so I need to create an object. So how I can create? So understanding functions, obj1 is equal to new understanding functions. That's the thing. That's it. So now what happened? So this will help me to create an object. So when I create an object, what will happen? All the global members will be loaded. What are the global members right now here means? Okay, so main is one global member, method 1, method 2. If I have any global variables, that also will be loaded for me. So right now, this method 1, method 2, and then the main function. These three things will be loaded for us. And then this class also will be loaded. So now if I want to call this method, I need to refer it with help of a object name. So what is the object name? That is obj1. So I'll copy this obj1 dot. Okay. Then what is my method name here? So can you see when I give obj1 dot, these things are coming from the object class. Okay. So I already told all the class actually what is a, that is actually what for all the classes, the supermost class is actually what? Object class. Okay. So from the object class, we'll be getting these information, and then from my own class understanding functions, can you see method 2 is there, and then my method 1. So method 2 and then my method 1. So these two things will come for us here. That's the thing. So now I want to access the method 2. So I'll click on this. Can you see method 2 right now is giving in a triangle shape over there. Then this method 1 right now also is giving in a triangle shape, and then this one, it has been mentioned in a static over there. Okay, so now can you see this is actually what showing it as a static here. So that means static members can be given with the help of yes symbol. Okay, non-static methods actually what will be given actually what normally. So let's make it call this. So method 2. So I got it. So that's the thing. So we got these informations correct. Okay, next I'll call this. So if I want to execute it, right click, run as Java application. We got hello world, method 1, and then method 2. So this has been executed. So now the thing is actually about why we need mainly functions over there. So there are some set of information I want to execute n number of times in my program. So those things I can write it as a function. For example, there is 1000 line of code which I need to execute in my program for 10 times. That means what? 10,000 lines I need to write it. Instead of that, if I write that 1000 lines over there in a method, when I call that method, that 1000 lines will be executed. Now what happened? I can indirectly reduce from my side 9,000 lines of code over there. That's what. Okay. That's why we need to use the help of the functions over there. So on that day we have seen. So for example, if I right click new class functions usage. Okay, my main function default function. So now here I'll have Suzo Monday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So these informations we have. So now I want to print it for n number of times. So I can just give Sizzle hello world. Today is a good day. Best forever. Welcome to Java. You will learn Selenium. Also the framework. Simply, I'm just writing some informations. In between, I'm going to write this Monday to Tuesday. This is what I need to print it for a number of times. So then I'll have this. So this is what. So now when I execute it, see, when I right click run as Java application, so it's going to print me hello world Monday to Friday. Today is a good day, and then Monday to Friday. Best forever. Welcome to Java. Monday to Friday, and then you will learn Selenium, and then Monday to Friday. Like that, it goes on. So now for me, in case if I want to make it to write it in a proper way, so what I can do means, so which is the lines are being repeated this Monday to Friday. So this one I can make it as a method. So static void method. I'll give method name as weekdays. That's my method name. So then I'll print these things. So now weekdays is my method name, correct? So now what I will do, which are the places I want to execute this Monday to Friday, those places I will rename it as functions usage dot, then weekdays. That's what I'm going to change it. So now all these places will be changed like this. So indirectly what I did means I have reduced my lines of code. So totally actually it's a 5 lines of code which has been repeated for 4 to 5 times over there. So now what, when I made it in as a method, now what happened? Whenever I need to execute those set of statements, that time I'll call the method, then those lines will be executed for me. That's what will happen over there here. Clear? Now also when executed, the same output will be getting. See? Clear is? Any doubts on this one for anyone? Clear now? Okay. So this is what the usage of the functions is for. Okay. So now, any doubts for anyone on this till now? Anyone has any doubts? Please let me know. Now we are going to see about the functions return type. So what is that functions return type? So normally how a method will be written? So void method 1. So method 1. Then I have another method void method 2. This will be method 2. Void method 3. This is the thing. So how I can call this method? It's a non-static method. That means what? I need to create an object. Function return type obj1 is equal to new functions return type. So now what happened right now for me? So through help of the obj1, I can access all these three methods, because from my side, non-static, that is when I create an object over there, through help of that reference over there, I can refer all the variables of the methods from there. So now when I want to call that method obj1, when I give dot, can you see method 1, method 2, method 3. So all these things are accessible. So I'll call the method 1. So that will be printed over here.
Murali, Sandeep here. I just have a doubt. Why do you, what is it void method 1? I mean, I think I might have missed it. So
correct. Yeah.
I understood that you're calling the methods, but what is the void about?
Yeah, now I'm going to tell you about that only. That's what actually this program is about, return types. Okay, I'm going to tell about that only. Okay. So now, just a second. So now from my side, if I want to call the method 2 obj1 dot method 2, same thing. If I want to call the next one obj1 dot method 3. Okay, obj1 dot method 1, method 2, and then method 3 over there. So like this we can call. So when I execute it, right click, run as Java application. Now see, it prints me method 1, method 2, and method 3. So what's happening? So how the execution happens, memory allocations happens, we'll see. Now we are just seeing over there what is the output alone. Finally, we'll see how it been executed also. So this void means, I already told you, you can have a return statement, but you cannot return any value. You can just have a return statement alone. That's what. So you are not able to return any value. So that's why actually it's not mandatory that you should have a return statement here. Okay. But the same thing instead of void, if I make it as an integer, see what happens. That means I should return an integer value. See, it's been throwing an error. Add return statement. So I need to keep return. Then I need to return the integer value. Why? Because the return type is what here? It's integer. If I pass here as 20, that means an integer value, that error is gone. Same thing if I pass it as 20.50, now it will throw me an error. Why? Okay, because from my side actually what? If the return type is integer, I can return only integer value only. That's the main step.
Murli, Rajesh here.
Yes, Rajesh.
You have mentioned like integer and data type is 20. Can we also send any variable which is of integer type as a return?
That is, which is of?
Return integer type. For example, I will declare a variable a, int a is equals to 20. I will return a.
Super, good question. So integer a is equal to 10 is what you're having. Your
Yes.
doubt is, can I also pass it as a like this?
Yes.
Yes, this is also possible. A can send, otherwise a plus 30. I can send, I can do any work around on that, and then I can send it over there. That is all possible for sure.
Okay, thank you.
So the thing is actually what? Whenever I'm using the return type as integer, I need to return integer value. Same thing if I'm making it a string. So now what should happen right now for me? This should be, the return type should be a string value. Return. So hello world. That's okay. So return hello world, it's what I need to pass because it's a string value. I need to give an information which is there under double quotes. So now if I run this one, see what happens. So output remains same still. But what are the usage of this one means? So from my side, what is the main usage of this one means? So here if it is integer, that's when I'm going to call the method 2, it's going to return me a plus 30. What is the a plus 30? A is 20. 20 plus 30, it will be 50. So now what will happen right now for me means, I can just give return values what integer. So I can just give here as integer so so it's like I want to return this integer value means, so what I can give, I can just give here as integer return value is equal to obj1 dot method 1. So now it can be anything. I'm just giving this return value. Otherwise, you can also give it as A or B or C or anything. So now the value what I will be getting means, it will go and execute with this method 2, then release A plus 30. So A plus 30 means what right now? 30. So A plus 30 is what right now for me? 50. Because A value, sorry, 40. A value is 10. Return value is 10 plus 30 over there. So that will give me 40. So that information we pass it over there. Same thing for method 3 is a string value. So for that, string so string so here I'm just giving something string column is equal to obj1 dot method 3. The return value is what? Hello world. That will be returned to this place over here. That's what it's going to see here. So now when you run this, my output remains same. The only thing is what? So obj1 dot method 2 obj1 dot so obj1 dot method 3. So now when I run this, can you see? It has been printed method 1, method 2, method 3. Then after that here obj1 dot method 2, what's happening? Just go to this place. Then so sorry, I created the object so I can access all the static and non-static members. Then obj1 dot method 1. So now what happened? It will go and call me this method 1 over here, prints me method 1. Then after that does not return any value. So because it's a void, then next I'm creating an object for the method 2. So obj1 dot method 2 over here. So now what happened? It goes and call me this method 2. I'm creating a variable integer a is equal to 10. Then I'll be printing method 2. Then return 10 plus 30, that will be 40. That 40, it will be returned to this place. So method 3 level, same thing actually, what method 3, and then return value is hello world. So then that value is being stored over there in column. So if I want to print the return value in column, so I can just give scissor return value scissor so this is I need to print the value from the variable which I have assigned. So it prints me.
Murli,
Yeah, tell me.
why you have given the void method 1 and the method 2 without void?
Because if I use void, I cannot return any value, correct?
Okay.
Same thing, if I use integer, the return value should be an integer value. That is mandatory. I need to use a return statement. Otherwise, it will throw me an error.
Okay. Without within the void method, we can't return any value, right?
Correct. So that's why it's not mandatory for us to use a return statement for us.
Okay.
So the thing is, if you are using or not, you cannot return any value here in the void. But other return types, which is your return type, according to that, for sure, you have to return some value over there.
Okay.
That's
Thank
it.
you.
Clear now?
Yeah. Thank you.
So now I'll execute it. The output. It will be like this. So this is about return types. Anyone has any doubts on the return types? If you're clear with that, next we will go with the method overloading concept, that is functions with arguments. Can I go with that? Functions with arguments? Good. So right click, new class, functions, arguments, and just give. Then I'll give main function, the default, click on finish. So how a function will be written? It's void method 1. So my main function, sorry, before that finish this method 1. My main function. So now the thing is function arguments obj1 is equal to new function arguments. So this will create me an object for the function arguments class. So then here I'll have void method 1. If you want to call this one, what I need to do? I need to give obj1 dot method 1. So this will go and call me this one method. So now, can I have the same method name like this? So this one is method 2. So the thing is, if I use different method name, it's fine. Same thing if I use method 1, now can you see it throws me an error here, because it treats that one as a duplicate over here. I also have a method which is called as method 1. So now, in case if I'm going to print the value of the method 1, it will throw me an error for me. That's the thing. Okay. So in order to make it to work, so I can pass and return, sorry, that is, I can return a value over there. So void method 1 integer a. So now if you see, if I print here scissor a, what will happen? That will print the value which is there under the a variable. Then it's a void, so I don't want to return any value over here. Then next. So method 1, same another method I'll use. So void method 1 double A. Void method 1 integer A comma double B. So now can you see? So now if I want to call these methods, how I need to call? That is what here. Okay, so method overloading when it can be done means that is actually from my side. So have a same method, but it should work with a different type of configurations over there. That time we have to use the help of the information of the return types, arguments over there. So now here, so I'll print this integer method. This is integer and double method. So this is the thing. So if how I want to call this method over the means, if I want to call this method, what I need to do, it's a non-static object. So it will be loaded in the object level. So now it's obj1 dot method 1. So now what happens? This will go and print this one. Same thing in this one. So this one I need to call like this obj1 dot. Here if you see, can you see it has been created different Mabular equations for everything. So if I want to call the double or integer I'll call. So I need to give here method 1 20. So now what happened? This will call me this integer method. Prints me integer method 1 and then system.println A. So now what happened? The A value is what right now I have passed 20 now. So 20 will be printed. The same thing if you want to call this method 1. So this one is right now it's an integer return type. So I will return the value. So double argument method. Return is an integer value, I'll make it as 20. So if I want to call this method, I need to make it as obj1 dot method 1 is a double value. So I need to pass 20.30 some double value over there. Same thing if I want to call this one obj1 dot method 1 so then I want to call this method means obj1 dot method integer and double. So then I'll just give you information. I'll pass here as 30. Then double value I'll just give it as 40.40. So now what will happen? This will go and call me this method one, which is matching with an integer and double. So this one. So I'll execute this program first over there. We'll see, and then finally the output. So it prints me method one first time, method one, then obj1 dot method. So integer method one has been printed over there. So this point over there, because it's passing an integer value over there, that a will contain the integer value, which is 20. Then integer method one. Then system will print in a. So what is the a value right now, which we got over there? That value will be printed. Same applies for the year also. Anyone has any doubts on this one? So we'll execute the same informations over there through help of some programs with memory allocation. So you have a good understanding on that one also. Anyone has any doubts on this one as of now? So we'll have a break, a 5 minutes break over there. So right now 10:07 by 10:13 we'll again connect, and then we'll take one or two programs over there, and then we'll execute it. So we'll have a break till 10:13 guys. Okay, thank you. Hey guys, we'll start the session. So now I'll take one program. So with that, we'll try to execute this functions. So how the memory allocation has been happened, we'll see. So this is my program. So we'll execute this. So I want from your side help over there how to execute it. Just a little bit. I'll move this braces along a little bit front over there. Okay, so this is my program. So we'll execute it. So when I start to execute my program, what will happen right now for me? So for me, a memory allocation will happen for me here. So this will be my memory allocation. Then after the memory allocation name will be as like here, name of the class, function, basic over there. Okay. So then always when I start to execute my program, what will happen? For me, the first memory which will be created will be called as a static pool over there. This will be the static pool will be created. Now what will happen? Okay. So now, hey Adisha, can you tell me now what will happen? For me, when I'm starting the program, the memory has been created. Then static pool has been created. Yes. What are the
Then
members?
all the static method will be loaded in the static pool.
Cool. So what are the static members we have?
Sample in sample.
Superb, correct. So I'll take this one alone. So public, those things right now not needed. So I'll take this name alone. Yes, superb.
Then static void sample integer a.
Correct.
Then static void sample double b a double a.
Correct. Then
Static void integer a double b.
yes.
Then static void sample double a integer b.
Yes.
Then static void sample a double b string c.
Correct. Yes. Then
I think you have written 2 times.
oh yeah, sorry. Then this part.
And the main method static void
Yes.
the main method will be there.
Correct. Yes. Then after that, my main function that also will be loaded. So it's like I'll mention here directly main. So for my easier understanding. Just a second, guys. Yes, sir. Yes. Yeah. So all these members have been loaded. Thanks, Desha. So now, Saurya, can you tell me now what will happen? So for me, all these information, so static members are loaded, and my main function is loaded. Now what will happen next?
Then object creation will happen.
Yeah. Sorry.
Object creation.
No. First, actually, what my main function start to execute. Correct?
Yeah.
So in my main function right now, what will happen right now for me? So for that, a local memory for main will be created. Correct? So a local memory for the main will be created right now. Yes. Then now what will happen? A local memory for the main has been created. Then now what will happen?
The local variable
So first,
sample.
one by one, each and every line will be executed for me. Correct?
Yes.
So now sample method will start to execute. So now what will happen? For sample method, a memory will be created. That is what? Local memory. So this sample method, now what's happening? I'm not passing any arguments over here. That means here all these methods are there, which will be participated right now. So that is a local memory for this sample will be created. So yeah, thanks, Audia. A local memory for static int sample will be created. Okay, local memory for static int sample will be created over here right now. So then now what will happen from our side? So it goes to the static member. Now what will happen? It will execute for me. So what will happen right now? It will print me sample function. My output will be sample function. Then it returns me 100. So it's going to return me 100 to the place wherever it is called. So where it returns here, that 100 will come right now. So then after that, it comes out of the sample function right now. So the sample function is executed. When it comes out from the main, the sample function, now what will happen? The memory which is allocated for this one will be deleted. That's what will happen. Clear? So it has been done. Then control comes over here. So I'll take this. And just reduce the font. Okay, little bit. So then now control comes over here. Then again what? Once again I'm giving here sample, but here what's happening? I'm giving integer c is equal to sample. So that means now what will happen in the main memory? Okay, this is what local memory for main. So now what will happen? Integer c. So it creates me a memory called integer c is equal to. Then now it's sample. So now what will happen? It will go and call me the sample method. Again, the same sample method. This will be called because this is what a method which does not have any argument. So this will go on. So once again, now what will happen? It creates a memory, a local memory for. So local memory for sample. Sorry. Static integer sample. A local memory for static integer sample over there. It will be created right now. So then now what will happen right now for me? So we got the sample over here. So here now what will happen right now for me? This will again go and call. Then it will print me this sample function. Then returns me 100 right now. So then this 100 right now will come to this place. So now what happened? That will be as initialized to the variable C. Now 100 will be stored here. 100 will be stored here. So then now what will happen? So when it comes out of this function, that time the memory which is allocated, that also will be deleted for us. Clear? Anyone has any doubts on this one? Anyone has any doubts, guys? So then now is Sandeep, can you tell me now what will happen right now?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, now this sample 10 is there, right? That next method that is called.
No, that is we have executed these two lines. Now
Okay.
this line.
Okay, so now that will print that 100 value.
Correct. So I'm referring with only variable name alone. So we are right now there in the main function. So goes to the main function. What is the value of C? That is 100. So 100 will be printed. Yes, correct.
I have a doubt.
Hey, yes, Adesha.
You have in the previous one sample method within the main method. I am telling. We have sample within main method. We have sample method, right? Here, the public static void main string. Here, we have sample method, right?
Yeah, we are calling the sample method. Yes, correct.
But in the previous one, we have calling the static sample method. It is a static. It is different, right? This is non-static and that is static.
Here, all the methods are, if you see, everything is static only.
Yes.
So, what is a non-static method?
The sample you didn't
This
write
step
any. Yes.
This step you're saying? This step
Yes,
is it's like calling the method. This step is like declaring the method here. Okay. So this step is actually we are calling the method. So it's like this one. See, I have written my functions here now. Sorry. So I told you that is actually what Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This is what my weekdays is the method name. Correct?
Yes.
If I want to execute this code, what I need to do, I need to call them function usage.weekdays. Okay, so it just as like it's a static method. Now, static methods I can also call with help of the class name. Otherwise, I can also give it as like this weekdays alone. Now also this will go and call me this one. So that's what we are doing there.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Clear? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So now we have executed here. So 100 has been printed. Then after that, this dashes. These all has been printed. Okay, cool. Thanks, Sandeep. Suprita, can you tell me now what will happen? This step. Hello, is Suprita you there? Okay. So, Rajesh, can you tell me what will happen right now?
Yeah, Murli, actually.
Yeah.
Here we are calling the sample which is of integer parameter.
Super.
The second.
Yes. So this will match with the sample integer A because I'm passing an integer value.
It will create a local memory for that static sample integer.
Super. Correct. So it comes here, creates me a memory. Local memory
prints
for static. This is
integer sample.
Sorry, this
void
is
sample.
Void sample. Then its argument is integer A.
Yes.
Yes. So local memory for static. Void sample integer A. Yes, correct. So then now What will happen?
Now control will go inside the sample and prints the passing function as the integer value which is as 10.
Okay. Just a minute, guys. Okay. So now we came over here. So then now it will print me passing function. So, and one more thing. So here integer a we have given, correct? So now what is the value we have passed? It's 10. So here it creates me one local variable integer a is equal to 10. That will be assigned over here, because from my side here I'm getting my value over the integer a. This step is there. Na? So this a right now it will be assigned with a value called 10, which I passed over here. So that's why it creates me a variable here a equal to 10. That will be local for this memory. Then passing function, now it will print passing function. Then after that plus a. So what is this one? This is concatenation.
Yes.
So a value will be what right now for me?
10.
It is 10. So 10 will be printed for me here. That's the thing. Clear?
Can we also declare that integer as a static inside the function? No, right?
This one there you're saying static integer.
Yes.
No,
yes.
that is not possible.
Okay.
Only outside it's possible. These things will become as local for that one. So there it's not possible for static numbers.
Okay. Thank you.
So next. So next, now what will happen? So my execution is done. Then control comes out of from this place. Now what will happen? The memory will be deleted. Okay. Yeah. So now, yeah, Disha, now can you explain me the next 2 lines?
Hello?
Yeah, yes, Disha, I can hear you.
Yeah, now it will print. Hello?
Yeah. What will happen right now? Sample 10.50.
Yes, it will call the double value.
So this one. So now what will happen? Creates a memory for this one. That is local memory for static void sample
Double A.
double EA. Yes, super. So now what will happen?
It will print.
Yeah, the print comes.
Passing double function A.
Yes.
A is 10 point. Sorry, A is 10.
Correct. So here double A I'm giving. So now what will happen? It creates me one variable here. Double A is equal to what will happen right now? What is the value that will be passed?
10
In
point.
this, yes, 10.50. That's the thing. Clear? So then now it will give me passing double function. This will call this method passing double function, and then my value of a is what here? This is 10.50. That will come over here. Clear? Okay. Then it's a void, so we cannot return any value. We can just have a return statement, but it cannot return any value. Then now what will happen? Once this has been executed, what other things will happen over there to the memory? So now the memory will be deleted once it comes out of the place. Okay. Yeah. Alisha, can you tell me next what will happen? So we have executed. Yeah. Now it comes out of the memory. Now
And it
this line.
print. It will print hello.
Correct. It will print hello. Then next line.
Then it will go to the sample method where we have integer A,
Yes.
double B, and string C.
Super. Awesome. Yes, correct. Now what will happen? Again,
The memory allocation will happen.
one more memory will be created. So this will be the local memory for this static void, this information. This will be the local for this one. A local memory for this one. Now what will happen right now for me? So what other memories will be created right now for me? So this will be this thing. Okay, so I'll just make it a little bigger. This will be the local memory for this one. Now, totally 3 variables will be created here. So one is integer a is equal to, what is the value? So what is the value of integer a that we have passed over there? If we come 10, 20.50 and then Murali. So integer a will be 10, double b is equal to 20.50, then string c is equal to Murali. This is the thing. So clear? So now next my output will be passing function, then it will be 10, 20.50, then after that Murali. These 3 things will be printed. Then after that control comes from that place. That time the memory which is allocated, that will be deleted for me. Then after that, now what will happen? Control comes here, prints me main function. Then next control comes out of the main function. That time the memory which is allocated, that will be deleted. Then after that control comes from the entire class. That time static pool, and then the entire memory will be deleted for us. That's it. Clear? Any doubts for anyone on this? So this is about this information, actually what about the classes and then the arguments. So I'll just show it, just a second. So now for you, so we have executed about actually what, how to use the arguments and all those things. So from our side, when the memory will be deferred means whenever we are differentiating, that is actually what, I will have the same method name, and then here the arguments alone will be deferred. This arguments will be also called a signature. We'll be calling it as a signature over there. So based on that, we will be deferring it over there. This concept is called as method overloading. That is having the same method name with different arguments. This concept is called as method overloading here. Clear? So we have seen about functions, return type, and then method overloading. That is actually what functions with arguments. This is what about functions. So tomorrow we'll be seeing about the other concepts over there. Anyone has any doubts on this one still? No? If you have any doubts, we can discuss.
Here, actually here method overloading and overriding comes in the inheritance part, right?
Correct. Yes. There I'll explain you the in the method overriding concept in the inheritance part. Okay, guys. Any doubts, guys, for today's session? So I'll be giving you some assignments over there. So that is same information as usual. So I'll be giving you some programs over there. The same concept how I have explained over here. So that is actually what you have to write the diagram over here. Then after that, create a memory, and then that is actually what when you are going to execute this program. So each and every time the memory allocation you should do. Then what will be the output? Compare your output by executing it. So this is my program. I'll execute it. See, this is my output. Okay. So then I need to compare with this one, my output and this one, whether it's correct or not. If it correct means from my side everything is correct. So otherwise you have to check whether where you have done wrong. That's the thing. Clear, guys? Okay. So cool. So tomorrow we'll again meet at the same time over there. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, guys.